it would be really nice to have a date on a Friday night. But dating is so hard.
I don't think that I should have to go after anybody. I don't think any woman should.
I'm 32 and I was not prepared for the ghosting.
I mean, what do they expect? Of course, dating is harder when you're older. It's just reality.
Women in their 40s is the most unhappiest age group out there.
Ask anyone in the dating world and they're going to tell you that it's super difficult and it's practically impossible.
You know what I miss most about being young? Meeting people in
Dating is impossible for most of them at 50. They've missed their chances at a good man. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
I need a man. Yep. I need a man.
Hi ladies, so I'm headed out on a first date to Dating Over 50. I'm about to leave in about 5 minutes, but I wanted to show y'all my outfit of the night.
We're going to be talking about invisible woman syndrome. Let me explain. I hate this term so much. Invisible women syndrome.
Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible? I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off the top of my head. Oh, it's falling off the top of my head. I just spit everywhere. Not as graceful as I used to be. And the hair that is growing back in, it's gray. Which is fine. I'm good with going gray. I've had this gray streak in my hair for a really long time and I've just been rocking it. But I don't have any more eyebrows. I don't have any more eyelashes. I just don't feel pretty anymore. Who else is out there who feels this way? Because it can't just be me. But also I feel like there needs to be this whole revolution of women like us on social media to prove to everyone that we're still here and we're still valid and we're still relevant.
Well, there are plenty of women on social media trying to prove they're not invisible at 50, still trying to date, still trying to be seen. The reason why so many women feel invisible is because, in many ways, they are. They feel invisible when dating, in society, and even in spaces where they once thrived. Especially in dating, many of them are simply struggling. For most of their lives, they were used to being noticed, desired, and pursued. In their younger years, men approached them effortlessly. Opportunities felt endless, and they never had to question their place in the dating world. But now, they find themselves in a reality where the attention they once took for granted is fading, and they aren't sure how to navigate it. Many of these women never had to develop the skills to initiate connections or maintain relationships beyond surface-level attraction. They relied on being chosen, but now the men they want aren't actively choosing them.
Anybody else finish watching The Later Daters on Netflix and wonder how they can get on that show? Because Over 50 and dating sucks and all of the dating apps suck? Sign me up.
Just a reminder that over 50-year-old women still ovulate. So if you walk by me in gray sweatpants, you better run.
You need help.
It's really interesting to note that, especially within the States, but just in general, the research actually has depicted that women in their 40s is the most unhappiest age group out there.
Normalize fucking hating your husband. For real. It's okay to go through about a minute, half a day, couple hours, a full day, even a week of just I can't fucking stand you right now.
Are you stupid? This is why women shouldn't listen to other women. Instead of normalizing communication with your husband when something goes wrong, she says, normalize hating your husbands. Absolutely insane. And by the way, yes, women in their 40s and beyond are actually the unhappiest. They mask it by spreading fake narratives about how they're happier, stronger, and better as they age. But the reality doesn't reflect that at all. Last time I covered this, the data showed that women in marriages are the happiest, not the single, independent, living their best life women who try to convince everyone that being alone is empowering. The truth is, many of these women push this narrative because they have no other choice. They don't have the options they once did, and rather than admit regret, they double down on the idea that they're thriving. I mean, think about it. Happy women don't worry about the whereabouts of good men, nor what they're doing. They just live. These women do the opposite.
60 things that are great about being 60. Number 16, invisibility. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's great about that? Having people ignore you or just not even see that you're there? But remember, invisibility is also a superpower, and we can use that superpower for good.
I don't think that I should have to go after anybody. I don't think I should have to pursue anyone. I don't think any woman should. I think men have gotten so complacent and lazy and pathetic. This isn't just my experience. I've talked to a lot of women that all have the same complaint. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's freaking Me Too move. I mean, Me Too. I mean, there's a complete difference between being completely inappropriate and hitting on somebody or asking somebody out or showing interest. I mean, they're two completely different things. So
this is a woman rubbing a cat, saying she doesn't believe that women should be approaching men. Any woman who listens to this will end up in her very same position, alone and rubbing a cat. She also claimed that men have gotten lazy or just pathetic, but that's not true. The reality is, men are just tired of trying. For years, men have been the ones putting in all the effort, approaching, planning, paying, proving themselves, only to be met with rejection, entitlement, and attitudes that make dating feel more like a chore than something enjoyable. The thing is, when women actually learn to put in effort, when they understand the concept of reciprocation and realize that relationships are mutual, that's when things will start to shift. A man isn't going to chase forever, especially when he's only met with indifference or arrogance. Women who cling to this "men should always approach" mindset are setting themselves up for failure. The dating market isn't what it used to be. Men aren't desperate.
Again, I'm not out here bashing women or nothing, but I think we have to speak about the reality, which is, as women get older, their value and appeal in society diminishes. And this is all the reminders for all the slay queens out here that your beauty is finite. You don't have to believe me. Go on Google and search 50 and invisible. And tell me what results you find. So all these single women professing that they're doing really good by themselves are most likely not over the age of 50. And by the time they do get to that age, they don't even get attention at the grocery line. And while that might be well and good for some of them who say, hey, I have a dog, I have my material possessions and all of that, that I don't get attention from men. The sad reality is you're going to be walking into your golden years by yourself. So play your cards right.
Friday. Not night yet, but close to night because it's 4:16 and it'll be dark any minute now. It would be really nice to have a date on a Friday night, but dating is so hard. I think I would say at my age, but I don't even think it's just at my age. I think it's probably at every age. You go on the apps and you swipe and you swipe and you swipe and you swipe and you swipe. And then maybe 1 in 50 seems like, okay, attractive, doesn't have a picture of himself with a fish, is wearing a shirt in all his things, is not a Trumpster. Let's go. Then you chat and you chat and you chat and chat. And then last night's date I had set up, they message you an hour beforehand and say, I had to work late. Bye. Boy, bye.
This is why it's important for women to prioritize finding a good man when they're at their peak in life, when they have the most options, the most leverage, and the highest chance of securing a solid long-term partner. And this pattern of older women struggling to find men will only continue. Why? Because we're seeing an entire generation of women being encouraged to live it up, delay commitment, and believe that they can settle down whenever they feel like it, only to find out too late that men don't work on their timeline. They assume they can always come back to the dating market when they're ready, but by then, the men they once overlooked have moved on, found younger wives, or simply lost interest in the dating game altogether. This is why prioritizing a relationship early isn't about settling, it's about securing. Women who understand this and build with a good man while they have options will live a life of stability, love, and happiness.
I have to get this off my chest because I was supposed to have a date tonight. Have not heard from the dude. So I'm pretty sure I'm getting ghosted, which is a trigger for me right now. But the amount of men who fucking ghost you nowadays when you're dating in your 40s, ridiculous. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it how you could be disrespectful to people. Like, recently I was talking to somebody and I was solely focusing on them. Like, we were hitting it off, whatever. So what did I do? I was a grown woman and I text the guys that I was speaking to and I literally told them, I met someone, we're hitting it off. I'm not going to be responding to your messages. I wish you the best of luck. Like, I hope you find whoever it is you're looking for, whatever it is you're looking for. Why? Because I'm fucking grown and I respect people. Like, I don't understand how men can't reciprocate that. Like, be grown, be fucking grown and respect a woman. Damn.
You see how I don't date broke men? Very mindful, very demure. I'm not like you other girls. I don't go 50-50 with a man. A man picks me up. I don't drive to see a man. A man pays for my Uber. I don't pay my Uber to go see a man. I'm very mindful, very considerate. When the waitstaff puts the check on the table, I don't go for my purse and pretend like I'm gonna pay. I'm very considerate, very mindful. I simply smile and look at him and wait for him to pay for the date. Very cutesy, very demure. When he wants to come back to my place after a date because he thinks I owe him something, I simply decline. I'm not like you other girls. I'm very mindful, very demure. You see how he wants to date me and not be exclusive because he doesn't like titles? I don't wait around and give him all my loyalty. I'm dating other boys. I'm very considerate, very mindful, very demure. You see how I don't wait by the telephone to see if he will call me? I go and call my girls and we go and hang out. And then I call my other guys and then they take me out. Very considerate, very mindful, very demure.
This has got to be a joke, because there's no way. But honestly, what's with women and this whole 50-50 debate anyway? Just like this woman mentioned, she could be dating one man while having other men on the side. So why should a man have to pay for her meal when they're not even exclusive, and at the same time she's entertaining other dudes? Women like this want the free meal, the attention, the validation, but won't put out, won't commit, and won't even reciprocate effort. They demand traditional treatment when it benefits them, but when it comes to giving anything in return, suddenly it's I'm independent or I don't owe you anything. It's straight up entitlement. If a man is expected to pay, there should at least be genuine interest, exclusivity, or a clear path towards something serious. But modern dating has flipped that upside down. Too many women treat dating like a transactional game where men are supposed to provide, and they just sit back and collect the benefits without giving anything in return.
So I've been single since February, and before that I've been in a relationship consecutively or like almost overlapping, but not cheating, but like right after, for the past like 4 or 5 years. And now I've been single for 7 or 8 months, which is crazy to me. And I kind of never worried about it. Like, I never worried about having a partner or anything. Like, I always found people that I really enjoyed and liked. And after this last one, because now this is my first time dating with an OF, and it's so different. Like, I would have never anticipated how different it is. I'm getting so tired. I'm like, I don't really want to try anymore. Like, it's fine. It's just like exhausting. And it's like always the same. And like no one looks at you for you.
Hey, TikTok family. So I haven't posted in a really long time because the person I was posting with was my boyfriend up until recently. Today is the day he's coming over this morning to get some things from my house. One of them being a vehicle, so he has to come here to get that. You know, I just wanted to get real with y'all. Like 2.5 years, like 2 years and 8 months we were dating, and I thought, you know, this was it. I was widowed 5.5 years ago, and we really took our time with this relationship. And you know, those red flags you see in the beginning, you really need to pay attention to them. And these weren't huge red flags. They were very subtle red flags. But I've come to realize that he really doesn't know how to love. And even though it felt like he did, when you're in a committed relationship and you're talking about the future, and then all of a sudden your romantic feelings just kind of fizzle out temporarily, you don't quit. You don't give up. Not if you really love each other. And that's what he did. He just gave up. He quit. So, sorry, my hand's shaking because I'm nervous. He's going to be here in a little bit. You know, this dating after 50 thing is extremely hard, especially when you're a Christian woman that has high morals and values and you don't want to just jump into bed with people. So I'm just sharing if there are other women out there like me that feel like it's just really, really hard to put yourself out there again. I mean, I was widowed after 31 years of marriage, and then I gave 2.5 years to this man, and now it's like, I don't even want to bother. This is just, it's just hard. I don't know. Do I have any sisters out there, or even some men that are feeling the same way about dating after 50 and trying to find that person that you click with and want to spend the rest of your life with? Because I don't want to just date for the sake of dating. I want to be in a relationship. I want a companion. What do y'all think?
I get that dating can be hard for women over 50. I really do. But this woman's mistake was that she ignored the red flags in this guy when she should have left. And the reason why some of these women ignore the red flags is because they've probably been struggling to find someone for a while. At that age, the dating pool is already limited. The men they once overlooked or dismissed in their younger years are now either married, happily single, or uninterested in dealing with modern dating games. But here's the thing. Desperation always leads to poor choices. When you ignore red flags out of fear of being single, you only end up wasting time and making things worse. Women who enter their 50s without developing relationship skills, accountability, or self-awareness will continue to struggle. The issue isn't just the lack of available men. It's the refusal to recognize that their dating approach has to change.